Dziękuję, grazie, buongiorno. So, hello, I'm here to talk to you about the Zen of Languages. So, how to stay focused and create more time. Long time ago, a senior monk and a junior monk were traveling together. At a certain point, next to a river, they came across a girl. She was also attempting to cross. She asked for their help. The two monks glanced at one another as they had taken vows to not touch any women. After a while, the senior monk carried on his own shoulders the girl and helped her to cross the river. They carried on with their trip. After 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, really, the junior monk could contain himself any longer and really blurted out, "How could you carry her on your shoulder? We had taken vows to not touch any women." The senior monk, very calm, looked at him and said, "I set her on the other side of the river. Why are you still carrying her?" This is a small story, a koan, from the Zen philosophy. I've always been the junior monk. I don't know about you guys, but I've always been the junior monk, always thinking about my girl beyond the river, always doing one thing and thinking at the same time about something else. I was not able to focus on anything. Really, I was studying for example, anthropological theories, and at the same time I was thinking, oh, which song can I play with my band later? And then as soon as I was playing with my band or hanging out with my friends, I was feeling very guilty because I didn't study properly during the day. This brought me running out of time, of course. I was not using my time properly. I was every time thinking, okay, tomorrow I'm going to have more time, then in 1 month I'm going to have more time. At my bachelor studies, I'm going to have more time, and so on, and so on, and so on. You know what? Never happened. Never. Then, of course, no focus, no time, didn't know what to do with my life at all. Because, of course, I even didn't have enough time to think that this was important. And above all, the favorite part of the day for me was night, because after such an overwhelming day spent between focus time, what to do, focus time, what to do, oh my God, I thought I deserve the night for me, right? Then I'm from Rome, so come on. Night in Rome, guys. And so I was hanging out with my friends very late. I was coming back home very late. Namely, I was waking up next day very late, and again, not enough energy to focus, no time, don't know what to do, and again, the loop starts again. Now, I'm here in Wrocław, yeah, right? So I have enough energy every day to focus on every single thing. At least I don't manage every day, but I know how to do that. And I started having more time because I started cultivating my hobbies and I do things step by step. And I found out what to do. I work with languages and with dancing, which are my passions. Of course, above all, the most important thing, the morning is the most important part of the day, is my favorite one. And every day I manage to save at least half an hour before my working day starts. Doesn't matter if I have to go out at 6:30. Well, I wake up 1 hour and a half before, and then I meditate, read a book, just don't do anything. Because I am, as a person, as an individual, more important than any failure during the day. How? I started studying foreign languages, but above all, the most important thing is that while studying them, I was embodying 3 Zen principles, which are beginner's mind, non-judgment, and patience. Beginner's mind, like a child, a beginner's mind. So, first of all, how can a language help you to focus and give you more time? We need, above all, to corner ourselves and wear a new mindset. When you speak to someone and in a context, right? As soon as you change the context and the interlocutor, probably, your brain gets new impulses, and it needs to decode them. So what happens? That you are here in the corner, so you corner yourself, and you need to come up with this word in this new language that you probably don't know, and so what happens? That your hand starts to help you, that your body starts to help you, because you are not able to come up with that word. You don't remember it, or you probably don't know it. So your body starts to help you. Yeah, I know we Italians kind of abuse gestures. I know, but jokes aside, what do I mean? I mean that body and mind are collaborating. They are communicating. There is a dialogue between body and mind. Also, when you play football, do you like football? Yes. Okay, I don't. Sorry. But anyway, if you like football, you know when you're there, you need to score, right? You're not there thinking how to kick the ball around. Okay, no, you just go. You just make it, right? And because your body and your mind are communicating, right? There's a dialogue. When you're not able to focus on your books, for example, you're studying, right? You're not able to focus on your books. It's not because your brain is not able, because you are not activating this dialogue, body and mind together, right? So we need to rethink how we should be focused and start thinking about focus. Focus comes from ancient Latin, which means focus, no? Which means fire. We need to find again the fire in our soul, right? If we lost it. Otherwise, we just need to find it. Look for that, and you will have more time, and you will be able to focus for sure. Mamila pinata pie. It's not a medicine, but it's a word from the Yagan language in Tierra del Fuego in South America. Talking about fire, Tierra del Fuego, land of fire, right? So, Mamila pinata pie refers to the shared look, the meaningful look shared by two people who both want to initiate something, initiate to communicate, but who are both reluctant to do so. Sounds familiar, this feeling? Maybe have you ever felt something like that? Yeah, I have. Well, they have a word for that. What do I mean? That you need, as I said before, to wear a new mindset. A word hides and at the same time expresses something new, a word of meanings that you have no idea about, and you need to be ready. Another example, my girlfriend, she's Polish. Cześć, kochani, she's here in the audience. And once, sorry for this story, but she was at the kindergarten with her przyjaciółka, right? So best friend, female friend, przyjaciółka. This przyjaciółka referred to her while talking with another person by calling her koleżanka, which means just basically friend, mate. Such a scenario is improbable for me, you know? I'm from Italy, we have just amico, which is friend. So something additional, like best friend, is already included. It's implied in the word friend. Can you imagine how different this can be? Of course, yeah, my girlfriend started to cry. That was her reaction. Sorry for that. So, non-judgment, yeah, of course. How can a language strengthen your personality? Make mistakes and get out from your comfort zone. When you learn how to walk, right? There's nobody there telling you, okay, raise your leg, then bend your knees 90 degrees, then stamp your feet ahead, move your weight. No, right? Unless he's crazy. But somebody is showing you what to do, right? And you are imitating him, right? And at the same time, you are listening. Again, body and mind together. And above all, when you start walking, you fall down again, over and over again. And you probably break your bones, right? The same in languages. We need to make mistakes. We can't think that we can memorize a word, for example, without trying, right? We are not used anymore to that. We are so afraid of other people's judgment and above all, of our own judgment. Because, you know, a bad grade at school, a reprimand at work, or everything. But that's not important. See mistakes as opportunities, not as failures. Comfort zone, yeah. Get out from your comfort zone in order to wear the non-judgment mindset. Kids, they are sponges, right? If it's about learning. They really can learn everything very fast. Because, first of all, they are brave. And second point, they don't stick to their past. They don't stick to their past because, above all, they don't have any past, right? Besides that, they are able to treasure it, right? They let their past help them and not blind them like this funny dwarf here in the middle. Okay, here. Yeah? So every time, for example, if we are learning a word which can be kalt in German, okay? The word cold in English can help us, but kalt is not cold, it's kalt, right? So it's not the same, but the past can help us to remember it, to memorize it, right? And then I said they are brave, the kids. There's another word for that, which is courageous. Courageous is the Latin word for brave. In Italian, we have coraggioso. Coraggioso has a root, cor. You know what does it mean in ancient Latin? Cor? Heart. So when you are brave, when you are courageous, you use your heart. And again, use your heart to look for the focus we were talking about and not the focus, okay? And yeah, the last one, patience. How can a language help you to focus on the process and not on the results? We need to be patient. We think we can have everything right now, everything right away. We can buy on Amazon everything with a click, or on eBay or whatever, or Allegro. I know here it's very popular in Poland, right? But anyway, we can't buy a language, for example, with one click. We can't buy love with one click. Life doesn't work like that, okay? With one click, we can't buy people. And we should stop thinking that we can get everything right away, because we're not going to learn any language, we're not going to learn any true experience through that, right? We need to be focused on the process in order to get to the finish line, right? If we are not focused on the process, we will fall down from the mountain we are climbing, right? And we don't need to think about the peak of the mountain, otherwise we will fall down. Let's be focused on the single steps, and we will reach the peak of the mountain. Results will come. So, going back to the Zen story I told you at the beginning, the junior monk was not cornering himself, right? And he chose the easiest way to deal with the new situation. So he was behaving like a typical monk, let's say. And he chose to not open his mind, right? The senior monk chose to corner himself, and above all, to embrace a change, because that's what life is. Changes and changes, and we need to be ready to embrace the change. And while learning a language, you are forced to corner yourself and then to embrace the change. Otherwise, you don't communicate, which is the main goal of everything. Yeah, tak. So, non-judgment. The junior monk saw a needful girl as a threat to his monastic comfort zone, and he chose the fear. He was afraid. He was more worried about the judgment of the monk community, because the identification with the community was more important than the moment itself. The result, he was walking the whole trip and still wondering. He blurted out something like that, right? He didn't just say it. While the senior monk chose to get out from his comfort zone, and he was not worried at all about his gesture could have looked like. And that's what we should do when we learn a new language, when we try to speak, to spell new words, when we start saying, for example, the cat is on the table, and not the cat is on the table, like we Italians always do, right? But above all, remember to put your heart in everything you do and to forget about your own judgment. And patience, yeah, which is, for me, is the most important one, I think. We need to be patient. The junior monk, really, he was impatient, really. This feeling was eating him from inside, and at the end, he blurted out, as I said. He didn't just said, the story says, he blurted out. He could contain himself any longer, right? Because he was impatient, and at the end, he was not enjoying at all the path, and he was not taking all the beauty from that, nothing. And I would like to leave you with this last koan, so last small Zen story. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So, Let's say I am the teacher. We here, all the speakers here were the teachers, right? You are the students. But if you are not ready to listen to us, you won't get anything. You won't change your life. How can you do that? I don't want you to sit at home and learn a language, learn a new language. That's my thing. That's my passion. Look for your focus. Remember the focus. Fall in love with the life. Otherwise, what are we doing here, right? Fall in love with everything you do and be brave, like coraggioso, with the heart. Remember. And then, in order to get there, you need to be ready. How? I think you just need to, stand in front of the mirror and look at you. Grazie.